G'day cocktail lovers, this is a flip, which is to say a cocktail which has an entire egg in it. And that does put some people off, but I do like making a flip every now and then. Gives it a real richness. This one also has a fun name. This is the Fosbury Flip, and that may be either specifically memorable or vaguely memorable to people. It's inspired by an American high jumper, Dick Fosbury, who got gold in the 1968 Olympics with what was then an innovative jumping style where he kind of threw himself over the bar and flopped over. Prior to that, most high jumpers did a thing where they literally jumped straight up, and he somehow worked out these things like, well, the only rule is don't hit the bar, and you could get much more height if you weren't just trying to jump straight up and just throw yourself over. Now, all high jumpers do it. If you know me, you know I love wordplay in cocktail names, so this caught my eye, so I wanted to try it. It's a rum forward drink, and it's got a few other flavours in it. I did freeform with a couple of ingredients, as I am wont to do, but I do want to try this before I take you through the ingredients. Ooh, yeah, it's almost like Advocaat with rum, or maybe I need something like this at Christmas. The whole flip thing seems like a Christmas thing, but it's winter here, and all these things came up in the Northern Hemisphere when Christmas is in winter, so it works, I think. Let me take you through the ingredients. The recipe calls for an aged rum. I have a couple. I decided to go with this one, Flor de Caña 7-year-old, but as always, go with a rum you like. I'm not as fussed as a lot of people are about very particular styles of rum. It's essentially, it calls for a type of rum. If you have it, good. If you don't, just use a rum you like. It also called for an apricot liqueur, which I don't have. I have a lot of fruit liqueurs, and I decided peach is very close. They're both stone fruits, so I'm using peach liqueur in this, even though the recipe I found on the different site called for apricot liqueur. The recipe I found also called for hazelnut liqueur, but I'm using this macadamia liqueur from the Brookies distillery. Oh, it's Mac. This is one of the best things. Almost the only thing better than this is the barrel-aged version of this. This is the non-barrel-aged. It's just really nice. Use it in any recipe that calls for a nut liqueur, basically. There's also orange juice, lime juice, grenadine, and a whole egg. So let me show you how to make it. In a shaker, we put 2 ounces or 60 mils of the aged rum of your choice, then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of your fruit liqueur, then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of your nut liqueur, then 2 ounces or 60 mils of orange juice. Add to that 2/3 of an ounce, around 20 mils of lime juice, then around a barspoon or 5 mils of grenadine, and finally dropping in a whole egg. Add ice to the shaker, and we're going to shake the hell out of that for at least 20 to 25 seconds to really get that egg integrated. And then we're going to do a reverse dry shake. So we strain out the ice, then put the drink back in the shaker, shake it again for at least another 15-20 seconds to really get that foam happening. Then we get a tall glass filled with ice and strain the drink into that. Probably want a straw for this, or you're going to get like the egg all over your top lip, but that's up to you really. Give it a little try. The liqueurs and the rum and the egg all come together in a very interesting way. Like I said, you have to not be troubled by the raw egg. People get worried about salmonella, etc. I figure the alcohol's going to kill anything. Mind you, also food handling is better in Australia than in a lot of places, so I'm not worried about it. But just shake it good and hard. Decent alcohol content, it's going to kill anything. Or I'll end up being really sick and I'll come back and tell you if this was a really bad idea. But it tastes pretty good. So at this point, I'm glad I made a Fosbury Flip. So if you're feeling adventurous and the egg doesn't put you off, give it a go, or maybe just use the egg yolk. I used the entire egg. The recipe was recommending just the egg yolk. I couldn't be bothered filtering it out, and I went whole egg. But you do you, and you too. Please take care of yourself, because I'd like to see you back again here sometime soon. Until I do see you again, I will say, cheers.